Hello everyone, Jay here with Retro Pop Gaming, and today I'm going to be showing you a bunch of photos, some videos, and talking about our trip to Disney. Yes, we went to Disney for Christmas last year, so stick around. So yes, as I said, my girlfriend Betty and I, early last year, we decided to take a trip to Disney for Christmas instead of our annual, the past 2 years prior, going to New York for New Year's. So we just decided to go to Disney because Disney's amazing. Now you're probably wondering, why on earth would we want to go to Disney during the pandemic? And I know that was a hard decision for us to make too. We booked the trip way earlier in the year, before there was even any little inklings of the pandemic, and we had pretty much, everything was covered before things got bad, and we were just, deciding, it's like, well, let's wait a little while and see if it gets better. Well, it didn't get better, but we just figured, trip was all done and paid for by the time it came to go, and we just decided, hey, let's just do it. Let's just go and we'll be safe. We decided we would come back and just self-quarantine for a while to make sure we didn't, spread anything around. And we were both fine when we got back. We had to wear masks the entire time. It was fine. Like, the only thing was, walking around, you can't walk and eat at the same time because you have to have your mask off to eat, obviously, and they don't want you doing that there. So you have to kind of find a little cozy place to go eat your snacks and your foods and stuff. But anyway, to get to the trip. It was a great trip. We had a great time. The weather was amazing. The last day we were there, it was a little chilly, but the rest of the time it was t-shirt weather. It was awesome. Couldn't ask for better weather. Sound like a little dad there. How was the weather down there? Yeah. Anyway, the weather was good. The weather was great. The first thing we did was, I'm not going to talk about the flight and there. We flew there, and although it was kind of nice on the plane, all 4 trips, because we did have to have a transfer in Atlanta, but there was a TV in the back of all the chairs, so I could watch Bob's Burgers. We watched movies. That was awesome. I hate flying. That's the only thing you should know about me, is I hate flying. But having a TV to distract me was awesome. So we landed in Orlando, fine. And we took the Magical Express to our hotel, which we stayed at the Pop Century Resort, it's a budget-friendly resort, so it wasn't too bad. Decided we probably are not going to be staying there again. It wasn't the best. It really needs some updating, and our room was super far away from the transportation buses. It was just such a long walk, such a pain in the butt. So next trip we're gonna stay somewhere else. It was kind of neat. Every little section of the hotel was dedicated to a different era, from I believe 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I believe. I don't know if it went up to 2000. I think it just stopped at the 90s. And we were booked in the 80s, which was awesome. There was giant Rubik's cubes on either side of our unit. There's also Mr. Potato Heads around, and Roger Rabbit, which I thought was really cool, right outside when we walked out of our unit, whatever you want to call it, the tower that we stayed in. So our first day there was on a Friday, and we got there kind of late in the afternoon, and we figured we weren't going to waste money on tickets to go to any of the parks on Friday, because we wasted almost half a day. We don't be able to go to a park for a couple of hours, if that. So we decided we were going to go to one place we could go for free really late, and that was Disney Springs. I'd never been to Disney Springs. She's never been to Disney Springs, and I was like, well, let's just go. We can go have dinner there and go shopping and just kind of enjoy a little Disney-esque area. So we went there, and there was just, walking in, it was amazing, because it's Christmas time. Gotta remember, this whole time it's Christmas time, and it was so beautiful everywhere. The Christmas trees, the decorations were amazing. The music, everything was just so great. You walk in, and at Disney Springs, there's just gigantic Christmas tree there, and they were these foam bubble machines going, making it look like it was snowing. It was so cool. It was just such a nice way to really start out the vacation. This is our Christmas present to ourselves, so it's just such a great way to start the Christmas vacation. And we walked around. There's all different kinds of high-end stores there. And then they had the Coke store. I love the Coke store. Got me a mellow yellow cap. Never find anything like that before, but I saw a mellow yellow hat there, and I was like, I gotta get that thing. Unfortunately, I had a gift card from Betty from my birthday to Disney, so I used that and got my hat. We walked around for a little bit, just checking the place out, It's a pretty big area, lots of stores, lots of restaurants. And we decided we didn't have a reservation ahead of time, but we decided to eat at the STK. It's like a steakhouse. So it was really nice. We did book a reservation when we got there. And when it was time, we went, and we still had to wait almost, oh gosh, I want to say almost 45 minutes. So we finally get in and we get seated. We got seated upstairs, unfortunately, not downstairs in the nice dining area or outside, which would kind of been nice, but it was still a little cool being at night. But they took us upstairs and sat us down, and the waitress was amazing. The service there was great, top notch. So for a appetizer, we were the crispy calamari, which was awesome. Didn't get photos of that for some reason. Don't know why, but it was really, really good. Betty had ordered the roasted Oribe salmon, butternut squash, miso, caramel, sweet soy, edamame, mushroom relish. It looked awesome, but I ordered the lobster bolognese. I think that's how you say it. Pepperidel. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's bolognese pepperidel. Rainbow chard, butternut squash, truffle cream. I don't know all this stuff. It was fettuccine noodles with lobster. It was amazing. There was a lot of it too. And I treated myself to a little bit of an alcoholic beverage. I don't normally drink alcohol like ever really, but they had a strawberry cobbler with Belvedere vodka, fresh muddled strawberry, and a graham cracker crust. That was pretty awesome. After dinner or before dinner, I'm not quite sure when we did it, but we waited in line and went to the World of Disney store in Disney Springs, and that is a gigantic store. And having limited capacity and social distancing, everything we were waiting in line for, it wasn't too bad. I've heard worse, but I think we were waiting in line for like a half an hour, and that place was packed. I don't know how they had limited capacity, but it was really packed. And checkout it took about 20 minutes, half hour to even check out, just buying a couple little things. But it was a really big store. I really suggest going there if you're looking for something, because they've pretty much got all of it covered there. So the next day we went to the Magic Kingdom first thing in the morning. Well, after we had breakfast, we went downstairs to the little restaurant at the Pop Century, had our Mickey waffles and some eggs and bacon, and then we booked it out of there as soon as we could to get to the Magic Kingdom, because one thing I forgot to mention is you have to have park passes right now. They actually reinstated park hopping, I think, at this point, but when we were there, one park, one day, that's it. You couldn't park hop. So first day, Magic Kingdom, we wanted to spend as much time there as we could, because there's a lot to do with the Magic Kingdom. And I haven't been to the Magic Kingdom around the Christmas time since I've been there with my parents. I used to go to Disney with my parents almost every year when I was little, and Disney has always held a special place in my heart with my family. So it was really awesome to go back, and just very magical to go back there again during Christmas time and seeing the gigantic tree and all the decorations and the music. It was just really great. So we walked down Main Street, and of course we kind of popped in and out of the store a little bit, but wanted to save the shopping till later, because like I said, there's a lot to do in the Magic Kingdom, and unfortunately we didn't get to do it all. So we walked down to the castle, and the castle has that new paint job, and it looks amazing. It looks very retro in a way. I'm not sure how I was going to feel about that pink color, but it just fits somehow. I don't know. We must have spent like a half hour taking photos in front of the castle. It was really great. And after that, we were going to walk around to Adventure Island and do the whole, circle. And we had just got done taking pictures in front of the castle, and no sooner than we turned around and started walking that way is a parade just started coming at us, and it was really great to see all the characters walking around and dancing. I don't think I've ever seen a parade when I was really at Disney. I don't remember ever seeing any of the character parades, but they're doing more of that now instead of doing the meet and greets because of the coronavirus. So it was just so cool. We just turned around and boom, there it is right there. We got some great video and great photos watching all these characters dancing around. It was awesome.
so swell. From all of us to all of you, a very Merry Christmas! Howdy, folks! We're so glad you can make it to our party. It's swell to see you here. Don't you just love the holidays? I sure do. It's my favorite time of year.
So the first few rides we went on the Jungle Cruise. We went to the Tiki Room, which was so great. I almost walked right past it because it's just so, it's not really tucked away, but they really don't feature it very well. So I was like, oh, she's like, well, what's that? And I was like, oh, that's the Tiki Room. Let's go check it out. So I went and watched the Tiki Room. Then we continued to walk around. We didn't go to Pirates of the Caribbean right away because the line was insane. One thing about the lines is they were very, very long, but they went pretty quick because everybody was kind of spaced out, which was kind of nice. So we walked past Pirates of the Caribbean first, and we proceeded to go on Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Thunder Mountain Railroad. We stopped and got a quick snack. I got a Dole Whip, and Betty got it was like a pistachio Dole Whip. I can't remember exactly what it's called. I didn't put it in my notes, unfortunately, but it was a holiday special treat this year. So she got that, and that was actually, I'm not a big pistachio fan, but that was actually not too bad, and it had a little cake pop to top it off, which was kind of neat. We went back, and yes, I think we went back after that and did the Pirates of the Caribbean. Again, the line was still pretty long, but it went pretty quick, and I love Pirates of the Caribbean. That's one of my favorite rides at Disney, next to the Haunted Mansion, of course. So after that, it was getting close to time for our reservation at Cinderella's Royal Table. This was really cool. I'd never been inside the castle. It was really neat inside. You go up these stairs, and they've got like this little area with like a fireplace and like a suit of arms. It's probably like a seating waiting area. We didn't have to wait outside downstairs initially, but probably trying to keep people spread out. They don't let people sit up there. It looks like it would be a really neat little lounge to wait to go up and sit down. I think previously they would take groups together at one time to fill up the room. But they were letting people come in one at a time. We got seated pretty close to the window. It was really, really nice, beautiful area. I couldn't believe this dining room. The tapestry and the chandeliers and everything was just so great. The service was amazing. Our server was great. They made sure that we were very well taken care of. Called us, I believe they called us King and Queen, or King and Princess, or Prince and Princess. I'm not sure what they call us, but they were staying in character, which was really, really, really cool. We both got the castle salad, hearty mixed greens, toasted pumpkin seeds, Riesling marinated golden raisins, I believe, pink lady apples, and maple balsamic. Let's do go with that. Vinaigrette, and it says it's plant based. That was a really, really good salad. Really enjoyed that. The vinaigrette was great, and the salad itself was like, it was very fresh. The leaves were very fresh and green. I really liked that. Not really a big salad fan, but that was really good. For our mains, I ordered the fish of the day, which was salmon, and it came on a bed of vegetables. That was just amazing. I couldn't find the menu to get my specifics, but it was very, very good. Salmon had like a nice little crispy crust to it. It was awesome. Betty had ordered the tenderloin beef, grilled beef tenderloin, celery root mash, seasonal vegetables, and sauce bordelaise. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's supposed to be bolognese. I'm not sure what that is. And for dessert, I got the Jacques and Gus whipped cheesecake with seasonal flavors and garnishes. And Betty ordered the Café Pots de Crème, coffee-infused coconut custard, passion fruit gilly, and crumbled chocolate espresso beans. So after dinner, we decided to wrap up our rides. It was getting a little late in the afternoon, so we actually moseyed on back and went on the Haunted Mansion. That is my favorite ride at the Magic Kingdom. After that, we walked back through Fairy Tale Land and we went on It's a Small World. Every time I ride that ride, though, it seems like it's always different. So I don't know if they do change it or not, or if it's just me not remembering because I just don't remember. After It's a Small World, I think we went on Peter Pan's Flight, which they redid the queue to get into the ride, which was really, really neat. You walk through their house and you see Tinkerbell flying around doing crazy stuff. It was really neat, interactive in a way. It's like visually interactive, like you can't actually do anything, but it shows her like going in drawers and lights light up and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. We also went on the Little Mermaid ride. I've never been on that. I was actually pretty impressed by some of the animatronics in that ride. Wait was like no wait because it was just so late in the day and it's really tucked away. But it was very cute. I liked it. After the Little Mermaid, we went back and got on the Winnie the Pooh ride, which was pretty cute, but I definitely preferred Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. While we were on the ride, I could definitely feel that the motion of the cart was similar to how it was on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I get why they changed it, but I do definitely prefer Mr. Toad's Wild Ride over the Pooh ride. After the Winnie Pooh, we had to start heading back to the bus station. So we walked back through Main Street. Again, we stopped and took a bunch of pictures, a bunch of selfies in front of the castle. Beautiful castle, lit up at night. I just love how they have the projections on there. No fireworks, unfortunately, but every time that the castle changes the projection, they do set off a little quick burst of fireworks, which was kind of neat. And of course, had to go back through the shop a little bit. And we also stopped at the Starbucks / bakery shop. And I picked up a huge cinnamon roll and a cupcake that were holiday special treats for last year. That cupcake had so much frosting on it. It was insane. We like shaved off some of that frosting. And we never even actually got around to eating the cinnamon roll. When we left, it was still in the refrigerator in our hotel room. Oops, but I mean, it was a cinnamon roll, nothing too special about it. So day 2 of our trip, we went to the Animal Kingdom. This is a park that Betty had never been to, but she was really excited to go to. I think she said that was her favorite park the whole trip. So we're definitely going to have to go back there again. We stopped at the Saltine Canteen for a late breakfast. We both ordered the combination bowl grilled beef and chicken. This has got a lot in it. It was really awesome, so stay with me here. Slow roasted sliced grilled beef marinated in a blend of garlic, herbs, red pepper spice, and red wine vinegar, paired with wood grilled chicken thighs marinated in garlic and olive oil, topped with crunchy vegetable slaw and boba balls, served with your choice of base and sauce. It was really good. Everything was cooked great. The meat was nice and tender. It wasn't chewy. The sauce and all the vegetables on there were really great. We just sat there. It was a really nice little area. Just that little area there, you could just sit and view the Avatar area, like all the rocks and the floating rocks and stuff. It was just really, really cool. After our late breakfast, we went on the Navi River Journey ride, which was really cool. I love boat rides. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. It was very pleasant, not too much going on there. They did have some really spectacular animatronics there. A lot of people praise the one that's sitting and speaking to when you first go into the ride. That one it just blew my mind. Usually you see them, they're just so static, but this is just the movement in these things are just crazy. Disney Imagineers really knocked it out of the park with this one. After the Navi River journey, though, we didn't go on the Avatar Flight of Passage because the line was... I swear, it wound all the way back to Michigan. It was crazy. So we said, let's go do some other things, and we'll come back and do this before we leave, and the line will be shorter. And it was. So we went on the safari ride, which was awesome. Saw lots of different animals. I'm not going to name these. Just take a look at them. There were some rhinos, Was there rhino? Yeah, there's some, I believe, white rhinos or black rhinos. I can't remember. And giraffes and hippos and all your good stuff. After that, we stopped and went on the dinosaur ride. Love that one. It's just very reminiscent of the Jurassic Park ride. After the dinosaur ride, we kind of just walked around a little bit. We didn't go on any other rides until we finished the night off with the Flight of Passage. But we walked around like Asia and just looking at some of the other animals. We saw the gorillas, little baby gorilla, he was so cute. We just walked around and looked at some of the animals and talked a little bit to some of the cast members about some of the animals. Walking around Asia was really cool. I really like how they had that whole area decorated. I say decorated, but built up. That was just a really, really cool area. We decided not to go on the river rapid journey because neither of us really wanted to get wet. So we skipped that. And unfortunately, the Mount Everest, Expedition Everest ride was not working at the time either. So we headed back to Flight of Passage, went on that. That ride was bananas. I couldn't believe it. That was so cool. I wish it was a little bit longer, and I unfortunately have a little problem seeing 3D. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but I guess, I have an astigmatism, and I guess that kind of mess with 3D glasses. Unfortunately, I have to wear glasses anyway, so it was kind of a pain in the butt when something's 3D, but it was still really, really cool. I almost forgot. I also had to stop and pick up the Holiday 2020 popcorn bucket. Couldn't pass this up. This thing is so cool. I'm not a big popcorn fan, but I really love this. I mean, it lights up quite a bit. The star lights up. Push it again. And, well, it's kind of hard to see, but the body of the tree lights up. Push it one more time. Both of them light up. And one more time, and it starts flashing like that. It was just so cool. I didn't really buy myself a lot of souvenirs on this trip, but this is one thing I stopped and told myself I had to get. So happy I got this. It's really great. I just have it sitting in the living room as part of the Christmas decorations. Really happy I picked this up. After Animal Kingdom, it closed a little early, so we had time and went to Disney Springs again. We went back there for dinner, pretty much just for dinner this time. We did walk around a little bit, did a little bit more shopping, but we had dinner at Morimoto Asia. For our appetizer, we had pork dumplings and lettuce wraps. So good. The lettuce in those lettuce wrap bowls, they were just so crispy and fresh. Oh my gosh, it's like they just came out of the field. I had the beef lo mein noodles, stir-fried noodles, beef tenderloin, napa cabbage, carrot, bean sprout, mushroom, and scallion. Betty had the Morimoto Gomoku fried rice, duck, chicken, pork, shrimp, vegetables, spicy house sambal sauce. Dinner there was really great. The food was great. Service, again, top notch. You're talking Disney here. And the ambiance in there was great. It was just this really nice, like, high-end fancy restaurant, but the prices weren't too bad, which was nice. So for our third and final day, we're actually going to Epcot Center. But first, I wanted to take Betty to my favorite resort, the Polynesian. That's where I always stayed with my folks. When I was really little, we stayed at the Contemporary and the Grand Floridian once. But other than that, we always stayed at the Polynesian. I love the Polynesian. I just have lots of good memories of staying there with my parents. So I said, hey, I want to take you there. Go have breakfast before we head over to Epcot Center since it opened a little later. So we got there and walked around a little bit, and I was just kind of showing her around. I know that place like the back of my hand. So we went upstairs and got in line for our breakfast at the Kona Cafe. We both ordered the Tonga toast. This was amazing. Banana stuffed French toast, rolled in cinnamon sugar, and served with a strawberry compote, and your choice of ham, spiced ham, bacon, or sausage. I really wasn't fond of the strawberry compote, so I just went with the syrup, and I got ham with mine. I couldn't finish it. This thing is a cube. It's a giant cube of French toast. It was amazing, but there was a lot to it, and neither of us could really finish. But it was very good breakfast. I'm glad we did that. So after breakfast, we head on over to Epcot Center. And this first little bit is quite interesting. This has never actually happened to me. We walked in and we got in line for Spaceship Earth. We got on and we're going through just like normal. Everything was there just like I remember. And if you've ever been on the ride, you know at the end you kind of turn around and you're going back down backwards. The ride stops. That's normal. It happens. It happened on Peter Pan and it happened on the Haunted Mansion. That's normal. It happens. Lights come on. That's never happened to me before. I'm like, okay. They keep saying just stay seated. A little bit after that, they announce that they're getting us off the ride. I have never had to be taken off the ride before. Any ride. This was crazy. I was pretty surprised by that, and we were both pretty amused. We were just sitting there, and we were stuck for probably a good hour or so. Not a big deal. Nobody was freaking out. They handled it really well. They walked up and started getting people down from the top of the ride, and then kind of worked their way down. And they just got to it. It was a little hard to get up because again we were on an angle and we're trying to step out. It was just kind of nice that there were stairs going all the way up the side of the track, so it was just a matter of getting out of the cart and walking down. And because of that, what they did was they added on to our Magic Bands a fast pass, if you will. They don't have fast passes right now, but what this does is, you lost this time on this ride, you can gain that back by having, a fast pass really quick for a certain ride. They had like a list of rides that you could use this fast pass for. So that was pretty weird. I took some video, so check it out.
Vehicles, and the captain will be with you. Again, please remain seated.
So we are stuck on I keep forgetting what this one's called. The golf ball ride.
I played it
Epcot Center.
The golf ball is really huge.
It stopped and they turned the lights on and they have to get us off the ride. But we made it through the whole thing. We're really close to the end, so at least we got through the whole ride. Did you enjoy seeing all the animatronics?
Animatronic.
They look so real, right?
Yeah, it's so real. Oh my god. Yesterday, I have a ride having animatronic. That dog is. I'm wondering if I have one of these, I don't need a real dog.
She really likes the dog in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's just so real.
So real. The dog is so real.
But they are going around trying to get us out of our cart. So
we are inside the boat.
Hopefully.
And
hopefully we'll make it.
Literally trying to coming down, but no.
Hopefully
don't know how long it's away.
Yeah.
Probably a whole night.
Yeah, hopefully you'll hear from us again. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Do it. Oh, you can let them go. No, it's okay. Really. All right. Just be really careful, okay? You can step on the black track if you need to.
Attention time travelers, we're experiencing technical difficulties. Cast members will be on their way shortly to assist you from your ride vehicles. Please remain seated at all times until a cast member arrives to assist you from your vehicle. As a reminder, face coverings must fully cover your mouth and nose and be worn at all times. There may be to maintain physical distancing between parties during the exit. For those of you descending the stairs, please look down, watch your step, and use the handrail. Once again, we apologize for any inconvenience and thank you for your patience.
Yeah, definitely looks different. How far up were you guys? Just a little bit
Oh,
ahead?
we were just right in front of you.
Yeah, 1 or 2 cars.
These guys just see the ride, right?
Yeah, I know, we got lucky. I feel bad for people who just got on.
Sam, are you closing doors?
Yes, I am.
After that, we walked around and we were going to go on a mission to Mars, but we stopped because we saw a kiosk with Mickey pretzels. Had to stop and get some Mickey pretzels. So we stopped and got those. They were really cool. I love me a good soft pretzel, big soft pretzel. Oh, just love those. And after those, we got on the ride. We went on the green and not the orange because they got that sign there with the big warnings. And both of us were just kind of like, don't know how intense this is really going to be. So we did the green instead of the orange. We got in, did the ride fine. It was just the two of us in the little pod. And it was fine. It was like not even close to anything I thought would be, nauseous at all. So we both said, hey, when we come back, we're going to go through and we're going to do the orange one. Well, unfortunately, we didn't have time to do that. So that's something we're just going to have to do next time. After Mission to Mars, we walked around and went on what used to be my favorite area as a little kid. Now is not quite the same anymore. And I kind of knew this going in, but, Figment's Imagination. You go on that little ride, it's still cute. I do love seeing the little animatronic Figments because Figment was like my favorite character when I was little. I still have my stuffed Figment doll. I wish I had him here, but just imagine I still have him with me. I always loved Figment. I have a picture of me just like decked out in my Figment gear when I was little. So we went on that and we came out and we went over to the Land and Soarin'. The Land is again a boat ride, which I really enjoy going through. And if you've ever been on the Land ride, it just shows like how they grow a lot of their food right there. Sustainable food being grown right in this ride, basically, and talking about how they work with farms and irrigation and growing methods and stuff like that. It was pretty neat. There was some Christmas decorations and there were signs saying come back and do it at night for a Christmas light spectacular. And again, we didn't have time, so unfortunately we weren't able to do that, but next time. After the Land, we went over and went to Soarin', which was really, really cool. I liked this one because you didn't have to have 3D glasses. I just really enjoyed just feeling like you're really flying through all these areas. It was really cool. I've never done this one before, and that was really, really exciting. After Soarin', we walked over and quickly went through the Little Nemo ride. Again, there was like no line, so we just walked right through the queue, got on, rode it. It's the Little Nemo ride. What can I say? Then comes what ended up being our favorite part. It has always been my favorite part of the Epcot Center is the World Showcase, especially at night, and even more especially during the holidays, Christmas time at night during the World Showcase. It's just so, I don't know. It's magical, but it's hard to describe. It's just so beautiful everywhere, and it's just like I never want to leave. Of course, we're just walking through all the stores, finding some of the little areas that I'd never really been to before. Like I've been through the World Showcase before, but never really like walked back into them and really checked out. More of a superficial walk through when I would go with my parents. We might stop at a shop here or there. We'd always go on the Viking ride, which is now the Frozen ride, which we unfortunately didn't have time to go on. But we walked through and just took a billion pictures of everything because it's just, like I said, it was just so beautiful. For dinner for our last night, we had reservations at Teppan Ito, which I've been to with my folks before. It's a really great hibachi. I think we both ordered the salmon. 3-ounce Scottish fillet with teriyaki sauce served with sunomono salad, seasonal vegetables, udon noodles, and steamed white rice. And of course, if you've been to a hibachi, you know that the chefs like to, put on a show, and ours was no different. I mean, he was great, did everything perfectly, and very entertaining, very nice. Service is always great there. If you've never been to Teppan Ito, I do suggest it. Food is great, service is great, show is great, everything's great. After dinner, we didn't have too much time left, so we just did like another walk through the World Showcase. Didn't want to miss it too much, and just took a bunch more photos before we walked over to the Skyliner. Before we walked back towards the Skyliner, which I've never been on, and that goes right to Pop Century. So we got on that. That was a really cool, quick ride. We have to have like one little gondola exchange at one point. I can't remember where it's at. From there, it went straight to our hotel, and we could just walk, either go right to the Art of Animation or go left to Pop Century. Went to Pop Century and stopped in. I think I got a Coke, a $4 Coke that night, or it was the night before. Vending machine prices are pretty crazy there. And then I got back to the hotel room, packed everything up, got ready to leave the next morning. Really sad to go, but you can't stay there forever. So that was our trip to Disney. We're actually planning another trip this year. Hopefully Corona will be a little more subdued by then. We're actually looking at possibly going in October for Halloween with the rest of my family. I think that would be amazing. Again, the last time I've been to Disney before this trip, I went with my mom and dad in 2017. Before that was a long time since I've been with my family. Long since I was little, still in school. So that'd be really, really fun to be able to go again and experience Halloween. I've never been there during Halloween. Experience Halloween Disney with my family. That would be just amazing. But if that doesn't end up working out, we're actually going to push our vacation back to December because we just loved being there during Christmas time. So we'll have another trip report, or whatever you want to call these. I'm stealing that from Disney DNA podcast. Yeah, that's I think that's about it. I probably missed a couple of things here or there. Maybe I'll add it in the comments. Again, please don't fault us for going during the coronavirus. But we just, it wasn't an easy decision, but we decided to go, and we had a blast. I felt safe there. Everybody was wearing masks. Disney really keeps on you about wearing masks. There's like hand washing stations everywhere, hand sanitizing stations, a lot of places as well. Definitely didn't feel unsafe at all at any point. And again, we were fine when we came back, and we stayed home. Didn't visit anybody. Just work home. That's it. So thanks everybody for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, my name is Jay. This is RetroPop Gaming. You can go to retropopgaming.com where you can find links to my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel, podcast, and I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday over at twitch.tv/retropopgaming. Catch you guys later.